and Practice channel. Today we will see Class 5 NCERT English Lesson 9. It is a poem. 9 poem Vocation. Vocation means a type of work that people do. For example, gardener. Then hawker. Hawker means a person moving and sending the goods. For example, a person sells coffee with going in a cycle. Moving, that is mobility. He sells some goods, we call that person hawker. Then gardener, he does gardening in the house. So that is a typical type of work. A type of work or a way of life that you believe to be especially suitable for. So somebody is a nurse, a person who is a nurse, if we observe that person only treats the patients, then we feel very, few of us feel very excited to see nurses, the service they do. We feel like very much liking towards that profession, right from our childhood or somewhere in our life. We observe those things. We get inspired or impressed by the way of work. And we will think we can also do that in our life when we get some opportunity. That is Vocation, the poem. This poem is written by Rabindranath Tagore ji. He is a very famous poet. So he is describing few things in the poem. A child goes to the school. On the way he sees some people. So what around 7 to 8 years boy, a child, he is supposed to go to school as per the society status. Every day the child has to go to the school and do set of instructions to being said there and follow that. So a child gets bored of it and he observes few people. He feels if he is relieved from the challenges of going to school, he will enjoy that type of work. He wants freedom and he feels if he can do that work, he'll be more happy. So that is what is described in this poem. When the gong sound 10 in the morning and I walk to the school by a lane. So the child says around 10 he walks on the road to go to school. Every day I meet the hawker crying bangles, crystal bangles. Hawker means a person who is selling some goods by moving with mobility. Here a person is selling bangles, crystal bangles. So the boy sees that there is nothing to hurry on him. There is no road he must take, no place he must go, no time when he must come home. I wish I were a hawker, spending my day in the road, crying bangles, crystal bangles. So the boy is from the family which is little financial sound. So he does not know the hardships faced by the people who do the work at ground. So he observes few things from his point of view that he is not given freedom. To be going on any road can do anything, need not come home again, like that. All he is having set of restrictions. So the boy wants freedom from those restrictions or the rules that is posed on him. But that is not possible. So he sees the hawker selling bangles. He feels if he was a hawker, he can go any place, any time, and need not come home. So there is no restriction for the hawker. He sees that hawker in that point of view, that hawker is having freedom to go anywhere. But he does not know how much hardship hawker faces for his profession and his to run his family. Economically, how much hardship he faces. So here the child feels he must, if he was a hawker, he can go on any road, but now he has to go on time to the school, study there, and come home. So he feels happy when he sees a hawker. If he was a hawker, he will have this freedom for going anywhere. That is what the poet says here. The boy observes the hawker who is selling bangles. So we can see some persons now selling bangles on the road, shouting bangle, bangle, bangle. So the boy feels that he was a hawker, he can go anywhere, he has no restrictions. But now this boy has to take a proper road to go to school, study there, and come home. So again we will read this paragraph. When the gong song 10 in the morning and I walk to school by our lane, every day I meet the hawker crying, bangles, crystal bangles. There is nothing to hurry him on. There is no road he must take, no place he must go, no time when he must come home. I wish I were a hawker, spending my day in the road, crying bangles, crystal bangles. So in these lines, the poet says the schoolboy observes the hawker and he feels if he was given freedom to go home at any time. But now the boy has to take a proper road and go on time to school in hurry. He has to study there. He has to follow the set of instructions given there and return home at correct time. He cannot return at any time. So he is not having freedom. But the boy fails to observe the hardship that hawker faces in his life, both in his profession and economically to run his family. Second paragraph. When at 4 in the afternoon I come back from the school, I can see the gate of the house of the gardener digging the ground. So at 4 o'clock the schoolboy home, comes to house after studying at school. He reaches the house. That time he see the gardener. So we know gardener, he takes care of the garden. He digs the soil, waters the plant, pluck the flower, cut the unwanted plants and the shrubs. So he makes the garden clean, the gardener. So the boy now observes the garden when he comes home. He does what he likes with his spade. He soils his clothes with dust. Nobody takes him to task if he gets wet in the sun or gets wet. I wish I were a gardener digging away at the garden with nobody to stop me from digging. So now the boy sees the gardener. He does not like to be sitting idle at home and studying. Now he wants to be like gardener. Gardener, he what does he do? He does what he likes with the spade. So nobody will question the gardener. He will have a spade. Spade is an instrument with which the gardener takes some mud, digs the hole, all that he does. So the boy says now the gardener has independence to dig the soil with the spade and play with the spade as he likes. He soils his clothes with dust. Nobody uh, takes him to task if he gets baked in the sun or gets wet. So he fully soils his clothes. He fully dirty his clothes. The dirts come and stuck over his clothes. But nobody asks the gardener. But if the boy does dirty his clothes, his mother would definitely ask him. So he wants that freedom. Similarly, he also observes the gardener is there in the sun and he gets wet when he pours some water and water the garden, water the plants. He gets wet and he also gets roasted in the sun. But nobody asks him. So the boy feels the gardener is very independent. He does whatever he wants. But the boy fails to know that the gardener is facing lot of hardship to earn, doing lot of hard work. And for his family economically gardener is earning for his family, for the financial striving for his family. But the child is unable to understand the hardship faced by the gardener. From the boy's point of view, the gardener is enjoying whatever he wants to do. He is getting his dress wet. He is doing everything with the spade and the mud. He is in the sun. When he is watering the plants, he is getting wet. Nobody is stopping him from digging. But if the child is going to do these tasks, standing in the sun while watering the plants, if he get his clothes wet, if he is playing the spade and mud, his mother is not going to allow. So the child's innocence and the thought of freedom to do all these things is highlighted by the poet Rabindranath Tagore in these lines on this paragraph. Third paragraph, just as it gets dark in the evening and my mother sends me to bed, I can see through my open window the watchman walking up and down. So we could see the picture. The boy is staring from the window and watching the watchman. It was dark. So it became night. He came from school. It became night. He had his food and his mother sends the boy to sleep. The mother instructs the boy to go and sleep in the bed. Once the child comes to the room, he could see the watchman Walking up and down, he could see the watchman going up and down. The lane is dark and lonely, and the street lamp stands like a giant with one red eye in its head. So the watchman is carrying a lantern. So the lane is dark, the street is dark without light. And lonely means nobody is there on the road. The street lamp stands like a giant with one end in its head. So street lamp is there. The watchman swings his lantern and walks with a shadow at its side and never once goes to bed in his life. So the night watchman he cannot sleep, cannot go to bed in his life. And nobody can instruct him because he cannot do that job. So the boy gets inspired by the work done by the watchman. He feels the watchman has the freedom to do anything in the night. Nobody will question him. But the child has no freedom. He has to go and sleep. The child forgets here the struggles faced by the watchman to earn money for his family. The economic status of the watchman here the child forgets. Instead, the child looks from his point of view that the watchman has freedom to walk on the street with a lantern in his hand. I wish I were a watchman, walking the streets all night, chasing the shadows with my lantern. So the child feels that he is very, if he was a watchman, then he could have walked on the street all night. Nobody would have questioned him. As the shadow falls from the lantern, for the as the watchman walks with the lantern, the shadow falls on his side. Similarly, the boy would have walked with the lantern with the shadow by his side, and this would have been the happiest moment for the child at that point of time in his life, as he was instructed by so many people to do this and that. He feels very bored, and he wants to get relief from that. So here the poet has highlighted the children due to society rules and education rules at the age of 7 to 8, 7 to 10 years or 12 years they go to school and they cannot do whatever they wish. But the children forget that it is for their betterment. The parents are struggling to achieve their goals. The children goals they have to study. It is the betterment for the children. So here the vocation is they are doing the job and that job is admired and inspiring to the child. That is highlighted in this poem by the poet Rabindra, Rabindranath Tagore. It's a very interesting poem liked by everybody. Thanks for watching. Happy learning. For the class 11 playlist, go through my for all the lessons for class 5 CBSE NCERT English. Go through my YouTube playlist. Happy learning. Thank you.